and here's the reason I'm going to do this. Because I trust Showtime more than I trust Triller.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm buying into the hype. I will be watching Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul this weekend.
It's just shameful, honestly.
I mean, come on. It's at the end of the day, it's Floyd Mayweather. He's the best boxer ever, in my opinion. I really want to see him. Anytime he's fighting, I want to see him box. Now there's a decent. I'm trying to find the main card, but there was a decent fight on the undercard between two really good prospects. And something that's really bothering me, I don't know why this is happening, but Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco is actually boxing Brian Maxwell, who has a decent amount of combat sport experience. And I don't know how that is getting sanctioned. I don't understand it all.
It's like it doesn't make any sense 100%. Like I don't there's got to be some caveats to these fights. Like, you know what I mean? Like these can't be true sanctioned fights. There's no way.
I know that the Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight, they had to list it as an exhibition match in order to get it sanctioned, because I mean, he's going to weigh in like 30 pounds heavier. Logan Paul has to weigh in at 190 pounds. Floyd Mayweather 160 max. Like, so they had to list that as an exhibition, but I really don't understand this Chad Johnson thing. Let me see if I can find this. Brian Maxwell turned pro as an MMA fighter in 2016 and has 4 professional MMA fights. And he has gone 2-2. He has also fought in the bare knuckle fighting championship. And he lost via first round TKO. And then he also lost he's lost 3 in the bare knuckle fighting championship. Looks like he's lost 4 there. Like, I understand he's lost a lot, but that doesn't mean that you should let someone who's never had a professional fight step in the ring with him.
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna be hard to convince me that was a smart idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune into this because I trust Showtime. Showtime has done a great job with the Bellator stuff. They did a great job with all the Strikeforce stuff. So I trust Showtime to put on a decent product. And of course, I'll have a split screen going with the UFC event. But yeah, I'm going to be tuning into that, just to be honest with you. And I'm kind of excited.
I guess it should be pretty interesting. Just
So,
go ahead.
Just to play off of the Paul brothers. I'm kind of hoping you haven't seen this yet. Jake Paul's next fight has been announced. Like, official announcement's coming tomorrow, but it was reported today who he's boxing next.
Oh boy.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh man.
Go ahead, hit me with it.
So originally, Dylan Dennis had talked to Ariel Helwani.
Stop!
And said,
Just stop. We're not even going to talk about it. If that's who it is, we're not even going to talk about it.
It's not Dylan Dennis.
Okay, you can keep going.
Okay, so originally Dylan Dennis has said he has the contract. He's just waiting to get healed up to sign it so that he can have a for sure date. I don't know if that was true or what happened. However, the report came out today that Jake Paul later this year will be boxing Tyron Woodley. I know you're not happy. You're a huge Tyron Woodley fan.
I'm going to step away for a minute.
Yeah, I was about to say, I may have to finish this episode myself. So, what do you think? Are you excited?
I think I got all my screaming out.
Now, good news. Jake Paul also signed a contract with Showtime Sports. So I think this will be produced by Showtime instead of Triller. and that makes it more bearable to watch a combat sports event compared to that Triller fiasco.
I'm never going to pay for an event that a Paul brother is associated with.
You've said this before, and I support you on your decision. I'm going to buy this to support Tyron Woodley, and I hope it has a good undercard. I really do.
I mean, I hope it has a good undercard, but I what the fuck? Why? Like, why? That's all I want to know.
Yo, I think Tyron Woodley's going to make a bag for this, man. Like, I think he's going to get paid a lot.
Like you said, I don't know. It comes out tomorrow. We'll truly see how the reaction is. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna watch it no matter what.
So now I have to ask you, like, I understand that you don't want anything to do with these Paul brothers, and I get that. That's perfectly fine. But what happens if Jake Paul actually beats Tyron Woodley? It's still not a boxer. Does it still not validate anything?
No, it doesn't validate anything. Why would it validate anything?
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, okay, he beat Ben Askren. Ben Askren, while he was a top combat sports athlete for a while, his combat sports success had nothing to do with him standing and punching somebody. Tyron Woodley claims, you can watch his interview with Ariel Helwani, but he claims he's been boxing for years, and I'm sure he has, for like 10 plus years with some really good boxers.
Mm-hmm.
He's got heavy hands. He understands head movement, jabs. He understands how to strike. And I think this is actually going to be Jake Paul's toughest fight by far.
I would think so. I mean, that's my opinion, but hell, we could be wrong. I don't know.
What really scares me is the way Tyron Woodley looked at the end of his career.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
UFC.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like this isn't a prominent UFC star right now. This is a guy who was just removed from the UFC.
Exactly. After one of what I consider his best fights in those losses, I consider the one he lost to Vicente Luque to be one of his best, even though he got finished in the first round. He looked like he came ready to actually fight.
True.
So who knows? Maybe if he comes out and looks ready to fight against Jake Paul, maybe it's completely different. I don't know. That's one out of all of these, including the Floyd Mayweather fight. Once I saw that was the opponent, I was like, I'm actually kind of excited. I like Tyron Woodley, so
yeah. I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a whirl and see.
You wasn't ready for that, were you?
No, I wasn't. I'm not really excited about it, but
I know I caught you off guard. But what about the Max Holloway and Yair Rodriguez fight announcement? I hate to say it, but I kind of called that one.
Yeah, you kind of did. You really did. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all, honestly.
I think it was the only fight that made sense. If you look at the rankings for that division, what else were you going to do? Everybody else was either booked or, coming off of a beating they can't come back from just yet. Talk about Calvin Kattar. Godspeed. I hear. I saw on Twitter that he was still having concussion problems related to that Max Holloway fight.
It's nasty.
Yeah. So it was the only fight that really made sense to me. I think it's an easy win for Max Holloway. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think Yair Rodriguez has anything for him.
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at it. It's not a bad card, brother. Misha Tate, Islam, Jeremy Stevens, Amir Albaez. Little flyweight that's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a really good card. I really thought Islam was probably going to get the main event slot. I didn't think they were looking for someone else to headline this card, but out of nowhere, Max Holloway came along. So
this is like a chunky card.
how do you think Misha Tate's going to look? She's coming back to fight. How many years did she take off?
Her last fight was in 2016.
Wow, she took off 5 years.
And that was in Submission Underground. Her last win in the UFC was in 2016 to Holly Holmes. At the beginning of 16.
So her last win was when she won the title.
Yes.
Then she lost it in 2000. Well, then she lost it at her next fight. UFC 200. I can't wait to see what they do for UFC 300, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be big.
Then lost to Raquel Pennington. I really think that Misha Tate may be coming back because she thinks Amanda Nunes may be getting closer to retirement. I don't know how true that is, but I think she believes that she has a bigger chance to win a title again at this point. However, I think if Valentina Shevchenko was to move up, she would tear her apart.
Yeah, I think Shevchenko would be the best bet to move up to. It seemed like a smart play for her.
Yeah, I think if Amanda Nunes ever retires, I think that's the first thing that Shevchenko does is ask for that title fight in that division for the vacant title.
Yeah, why not?
And she's going to win it.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some good fights on here. But, man, it's a fight night. Jeez. That just doesn't seem right.
Well, that's really all the MMA news that we had. I know we took a week off. It's probably going to be a little bit of a longer episode. I think I'm ready to transition to the tap or snap segment. If you're ready.
Brother, I was born ready.
All right. So this entire time, I've been thinking of one. And this might be... You know, I like listening to the Split Decision podcast.
Right.
Shout out to Phil the MMA Dude, Fight Geek. There was recently a question they were asked, and I really didn't agree with it. So, my question is, it's not just going to be one question. It's going to be like a series of questions. But they were asked a question like, how would Prime BJ Penn do against the current top lightweights in the UFC? And they picked Prime BJ Penn over a lot of them.
Okay.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think he beats many of them. I don't think he beats Charles Oliveira. Let's go one by one. And if we're probably going to come across some that we may agree on. But if we disagree, you're going to fight me to the death.
Okay.
BJ Penn versus Charles Oliveira. Now let's first define a prime BJ Penn. What fight in BJ Penn's career did he look the absolute best that he'd ever looked?
Oh,
I'm guessing Diego Sanchez fight.
yeah, it'd probably be the one I'd have to go with, yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely the most dominant in that fight. So, okay, BJ Penn versus Charles Oliveira. What you thinking? How you breaking that one down?
Prime Penn against Oliveira. I
actually think Penn could possibly win this one because I don't think he gets submitted by Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I think Penn's
knocked out.
I think he's too bulky for Oliveira. I really think he's too bulky for Oliveira.
If he does lose, I think it's getting picked apart on the feet, but I just don't see that happening to a prime BJ Penn.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go BJ Penn on this one, but I see where you're coming from.
It's weird because once you get past the champion of the lightweight division, you start to see more and more that you think would actually beat a prime BJ Penn. Dustin Poirier, who you picking?
Poirier.